Hi, I'm Bob Heisler, and I'm here with...
Liz Newell.
And we're here at North Branch Park.
Doing Ferrari and Friends. Something unusual for us, because typically we're in Summit, New Jersey.
We're in Summit, yeah.
But now we're in Bridgewater,
yep.
Enjoying a beautiful array of Ferraris, Ford GTs, Lamborghinis.
And some Porsches.
So normally we do the cars and croissants on Father's Day, but we're spreading our wings.
Okay, let's get started.
You got it.
Okay.
Patrick, how are you today?
I'm doing very well.
You chose a beautiful day for Ferrari and Friends.
Ferrari and Friends.
So tell us about the event.
Okay. This is an annual event that we have in the spring for all the Ferraris and our friends, any exotic, to come out and just showcase their cars and our love for the cars. The people come out, the kids come out, they take a look, and they actually see what hard work can do. If they are at the end of the day, you can have one of these too.
I'm still hoping for that day.
It's coming.
Maybe I can borrow yours.
So it's just about a group of guys and gals getting together on a morning just to come out, have breakfast, and enjoy the artwork.
Awesome. So you also wanted to bring Make-A-Wish just to introduce them to this community.
Yes. These are my partners from Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Hi, I'm Rose Farr. And I'm Dominique Gleason.
I have a vision going forward that I would like to involve my car community with my other passion, which is healthcare with kids. Given my background in healthcare, I thought it would be good to find a way to bring my two loves together.
Awesome.
And help the kids at the same time. So I invited them to come to see what we do here, what the community is, and ask for their help in partnering to put on maybe a fundraiser going forward where we all come together for the kids and the community, the car community.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And tell us a little bit about Make-A-Wish.
So one of the most important things to talk about right here, which jumps to my mind, is the partnership with the community. So our mission statement starts with the word together. Together, we create life-changing wishes for children with critical illnesses. The together is the community. We could not do what we do without the support of the community. We get no government funding. We take no fees for service. So every year, we raise the funds to grant wishes for children, approximately 500 to 600 children every year, all throughout the state of New Jersey. And since our inception...
Wait, just in New Jersey?
Yeah, so Make-A-Wish is a national organization. We are with the New Jersey chapter, so we serve the entire state of New Jersey. And in our 40-year history, we have created wishes for almost 12,000 children.
That's amazing. And, it's funny because only recently I saw that movie called Wishman, and I didn't know what it was about. And then I was just in tears, and I didn't realize that's how Make-A-Wish was created.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. Yeah. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. In fact, April 29th is what we call World Wish Day, and it is the anniversary of the inspiration for our first wish. Chris Gracious was that little boy, and his wish was granted on April 29th in 1980, so 43 years ago, but we celebrate it every year.
Wonderful. And I will make sure to celebrate it as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you very much.
For the coordination and the inspiration. So hopefully there will be a fruitful partnership in the future.
This is one of my favorite cars, and we're lucky. I was lucky to find Gene here, who's going to tell us a little bit about it. Gene, tell me about this car.
Yes, sure. Be happy to. Well, I was looking for a car that was kind of, rare, exotic, somewhat. I didn't think of it as an investment. I bought it in 2010 when the prices were kind of depressed, if you will.
Right.
And then not realizing that they would skyrocket now. This generation, even with miles, they're like flirting with the 500,000 range. And it's just a great, solid car. It's the tungsten gray is a 1-year color. They call it the 100th anniversary edition internally within Ford.
Okay.
And the Ford engineers actually said that the tungsten gray color in certain light will will show lines in the car that will not be shown on any other color.
Okay.
So I thought that was interesting because originally I wanted to get the Heritage Edition, which is the Gulf blue and orange, and it was hard to get one at the time, and they were commanding a premium. To this day, they still are. But I noticed the delta between the Heritage Edition and all the other ones is getting smaller now.
Now, Gene, this is an 06?
2006, yes.
Okay. How many of these Ford GTs were made that year?
Around 2,000 and change. This is one of 541 in the tungsten gray. There were 4,038 total between 2005 and 2006 in what they call the second generation GT.
Okay. How many miles are on this car?
This one has about 9,700 and change. I bought it with 7,800 from the original owner in California. Go figure, he was a Silicon Valley guy, and he had 3 kids and didn't really drive it. And I don't even think it was ever in the rain, because when I looked underneath, there's never, plus he was up in California. So I try to not drive it in the rain, and luckily I don't think I've ever been rained on. So
now, you've owned it 11 years?
2012, yes, it'll be 11 years this October.
And you've only put
2,000 miles
on it.
Yeah, it's crazy because...
Gene, you need to drive this car.
That's what the owner of this car says, Bill, who's got over 125,000, and I thought I'd do 1,000 miles a year. As it turns out, it's been 100 to 200 miles a year, but I have a motorcycle and a couple other cars, so it just gets out for exercise on special days like today, basically.
Well, I'm glad you brought it here.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
I'm with Gordon. Tell us about this beautiful car.
Well, thank you. This is a 1974 Di Tommaso Pantera.
Wowza.
Yes, it's was built by Alejandro Di Tommaso with cooperation of Ford. So in the 1970s, they built this car, and Ford supplied the motors. Ford was involved for about 4 years and said, we've had enough of this because your build quality is terrible, and they pulled out of the project.
You're kidding.
I've owned this car, for about 7 or 8 years now.
Okay.
Restored it to, I think, better than new condition, and it's a fun toy.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Did you have it repainted as well?
Absolutely. The car was repainted.
Was this the original color?
No, the original color was white.
Oh.
And when I purchased it, it was probably 12 or 13 different shades of white all over the car.
Okay.
Panteras are best when they are modified and restored because they were not very well-built cars to begin with.
There you go.
So work was done to the engine, the interior, but it is a stock body shape. And most people, when they see it, have no idea what it is, and I like cars like that.
Well, it's so unusual looking. The shape is phenomenal.
Well, thank you. I
Very
think it's a timeless design.
It is.
It is.
Well, happy driving. Good luck with it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming today.
Of course, thank you.
Take care.
Calvin, we just met, and you were going to tell me a little bit about this vehicle here.
2005 F430, about 13,000 miles on it. Pretty new to me. I just got it about a week ago.
A week ago?
So really excited about it, yes.
Well, you should be excited.
Yes.
Wow, you're not used to it yet.
Not yet. This is my first probably good hour drive here from Central Jersey.
Well, I'm glad we were able to have this little event, give you a chance to air it out a little bit.
Absolutely. It's always good to exercise the engine a little bit.
Where'd you find this?
Miracle Auto Sports in Trenton, Hamilton area.
Okay, all right. And how many miles you say?
13,000. Ooh. Approaching probably about 13.5.
Wow. Now, you were telling me a little bit about your collection.
Okay.
Tell me about the other cars that you have.
I've been looking at the older Ferraris as really much an alternative asset class.
Right.
And I have a 550 Melanero that I picked up in 2016. It's done really well and appreciated in value. Last of the full manual production 6-speeds. I have a 360 Medina that is pretty nice. I've got that. It's 2001. And then 2011 458.
Okay.
Italian.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, do you have another one that's in your eyesights that you're looking at?
I am interested in some of the newer models. Just kind of waiting to see and try to get my hands on maybe F8 or a super fast maybe.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite newer models.
Would you let go of any of the ones you have?
No. I'm a collector. No, I like to keep them all. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much
Appreciate
for sharing
it.
it with us.
Thank you. Take care.
Yep.
Hi, I'm with Maurizio with the California T. You tell me about this beautiful specimen of a car.
Yeah, that's the new version of the California series, which was launched the last decade, and it had the moniker T at the end because it's a turbo engine, a twin turbo, and increase the performance and the technology and everything else. So definitely, it's a really very well performing car.
So, what year is it?
It's 2015.
I mean, she's stunning. Like, the color is just so unique. I mean, I love the standard red, white, and black. But this, the burgundy, what is it actually called?
It's called Rosso California. Rosso stands for red in Italian.
Okay.
It's the launch color when they launched the California T, a special color, which is an extra, an expensive one, which definitely, set us apart because you don't see many of them.
No. It's gorgeous. And then the combination with the interior,
Yes.
delightful.
Correct. Yeah,
Delightful.
absolutely. Yeah. It's very
So what's your favorite thing about this car?
Well, it's just the shape, the kind of inner beauty of the car itself, because it definitely has a lot of elegance, a lot of charm, as they say, and it also, again, it's so much fun to drive it. The engine is phenomenal.
Is this your first Ferrari?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is, and hopefully not the last one.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much. This is stunning.
Thank you.
Absolutely stunning. I mean,
appreciate
and to have the hardtop, the convertible, like, you can't go wrong.
Absolutely not. Yeah, two cars into one.
Exactly. Thank you for sharing your beautiful car.
My pleasure.
Does she have a name?
No. I can call my wife's name, Dee.
Oh, there you go.
Hopefully she won't get offended if I call it like a car, but you never know.
She should have like a beautiful scarlet or something.
Yeah. I like my baby. That's what I call it.
All right, my baby.
All right.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you much.
Enjoy the day.
Thank you much.
Hi, I'm here right now with Damian, and he has got one beautiful Ferrari that he's going to tell us. So, Damian, tell us a little bit about it.
So it's a Ferrari 612, 2005.
Okay.
I bought it maybe 5 or 6 years ago from a place down in Naples, Florida, Gulf Coast Motor Works.
Okay.
I bought it on my wife's birthday, which she has not forgiven me since, because I bought my present for myself on my wife's birthday.
Does she drive it?
No, I don't even think she drives in it, but she's a willing participant in my madness.
That's a good way to put it.
So, even though she doesn't drive in the cars. So, it was born in Newport Beach, California, and I actually recently, about a week ago, went out and visited the dealership where it was born.
Really?
And they didn't know what to do with me, but they showed me around, and then they sent me home with a hat. So
they were hoping to sell you another car.
Probably a new car, right. So, I've had it. It's it needed a little bit of tender love and care when I got it. Probably more work on it than I'd be willing to tell my wife. Yeah. But
how many miles are on the car?
The car only has 14,000 miles.
Okay.
And it's a blast to drive. Unfortunately, in New Jersey, not the easiest place to drive year-round.
Right.
So it stays in the garage most of the winter.
It's okay, as long as you get to it once in a while.
But I love it. I always wanted, ever since I was a kid, I always wanted a front-engine V12 Ferrari red, of course.
Yeah.
And when I had a chance, once I retired, to find a car, and I wasn't working, 80 hours a week, it was an opportunity to finally scratch that itch. So it was
That's
good.
what dreams are for.
Yes,
Damian.
absolutely.
Thanks for sharing.
No
that with
problem.
us.
Nice to meet you, Bob.
Same here.
I'm with Gino, and he's going to tell us a quick story about this car or another car.
I'm going to tell you a quick story of when I was 11 years old.
Okay.
And I came to this country.
Where you come?
I come from Naples, Italy.
Love it.
And with the name like Gino, you got to come from somewhere.
You never know.
And so the thing that I was always enthused about was automobiles since I was 4 or 5 years old. And my father was a deep sea diver in Italy. And we had a Mercedes. We had a car, very special to have a car in Italy back in the 50s, late 40s,
right,
50s. And so my father caught the Benz, spent a couple of years in the hospital and couldn't drive anymore. So he immigrated to the United States. And, of course, then we came later on once he settled in. But, again, I was always into cars. That was my life since I was very young. And, in fact, I got involved with a fella who supplied cars for the movie business.
Really?
And he said, gee, why don't you get involved? And I said, what do we do? He says, you go out, you find the cars that they want, and you rent them or you buy them, and we use them in the movie. And so in 1974, a few years back, I opened up a company called, at the time, it was called Lucci Auto Props. My last name is Lucci.
Love it.
And I started doing movies, and the company grew from 2 people to 22 people. And in 1987, I changed the name to East Coast Film Cars. And for 46 years, I supplied cars for the film industry.
That is super cool.
And to date, I retired in 2016, sold the business, retired. And at that point, I was involved with 1,735 films with over 10,000 commercials.
Amazing.
And got to know a lot of people, got to know a lot of stars.
I'm with a celeb.
I got to be in the movie. I got to be in the movies,
Yeah.
So, in fact, one question I get asked all the time is, because we did crash, blow up a lot of cars.
A lot of insurance on that one.
Well, production. Production paid. They always pay. But one of the last movies I did was Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah.
And they asked me to find, Marty Scorsese asked me to find a Lamborghini. And he showed me what it was supposed to be, because it's a true story.
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street is a true story.
Right.
And so I found an 89 anniversary Countach in Tampa, Florida, bought the car, and of course we wrecked it in the movie, which broke my heart after all these years.
Too.
Yeah, it broke my heart. In any case, but I was always a Ford guy.
An Italian being a Ford guy. Come on.
That something?
Come on.
And in 2005, actually, I bought a Ford GT. And based on that, they told me that a new one was coming out, but you had to apply for it. It's basically an application.
To buy a car.
To buy the car. So they
only in America.
Yeah. They wanted to know everything about you. The application had to be 15 pages.
That's bigger than a mortgage.
It's amazing, And finally, in 2017, they started to pick people, but I didn't get picked. Oh. And so I did have a race team for 4 years, a Ford race team, of course, which I sponsored. And I gave them that information, and they kind of looked at it and said, oh, well, interesting. And, and I had loads of Shelbys. I kept about 5 or 6 Shelbys all the time in my collection that I so loved. And then they rethought about it, and in 2018, they sent me a letter that I was approved.
Congratulations.
And of course, it took me 2 years to get this car.
Why 2 years?
The process, I went online.
Okay.
So the line was that long,
Okay.
So in 2020, actually in 2019, we started to pick out exactly what I wanted in the car, the options and so on and so forth.
Beautiful colors.
So one of the things I picked out was the color.
Right.
This happens to be one of one.
Of course.
There's no other car in this color. It's Arancio Exalta. It's a Lamborghini color.
Oh.
Which is very rare. In fact, it's very rare to see a Lamborghini that color. But other than that, it's basically the car is all carbon fiber.
Okay.
Underneath,
Yeah.
the whole monocoque, everything is carbon fiber.
Wow.
There's no metal in this car other than suspension parts.
Really?
Yeah. It's all carbon fiber. This is all carbon fiber. Makes the car much lighter.
Okay. And probably faster.
It's faster.
Okay.
The mileage on this car is the top mileage is 216 miles an hour.
And how
If
fast
anybody-
did you take it?
I'm very careful. I'm a conscientious driver.
Oh, so 65.
I hate going in and out. 40 sometimes. I hate going in and out of traffic.
You're waving to people.
But early in the morning, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, when there's nobody on the road, you go like a Jersey Turnpike or the
Right.
Garden State.
Yeah.
And I've had this up to 170.
Okay.
And you know what? You could drive it with one hand. That's how stable. The car is very, very stable. One of the best cars that I've ever driven.
Wow.
Okay. In fact, when I leave here, I put on the computer and I tell her, take me home, and it drives me home. Almost. So basically, that's what it is. It's a pretty special car. I love it. I have about 12 cars that I keep, various different cars.
Do you have a garage?
I have a garage,
Okay.
right? All the cars, and but this is my favorite. I drive this all the time.
Well, it's a beauty.
You know, thank you.
Absolutely. And congratulations. Bob, this
Yes.
was fantastic. As you can hear from the roaring of the Ford GTs or Ferraris, we had a spectacular day talking to these
We did.
guys.
Yep. And the sun came out to
Sun
boot.
came up. So thank you so much, and we look forward
Thank
to
you.
seeing some
Father's
of these
Day.
Father's Day cars and croissants
Yep.
in Summit,
New Jersey. Okay. See you then.
Okay.